Good evening, I'm Julie O'Neill. We begin with breaking news at Fountain Square in downtown Cincinnati. Dozens of officers have swarmed the area after another officer-involved shooting. This is the second officer-involved shooting in as many days. 9 News reporter Sayed Shabir joins us live on Fountain Square with the latest. Sayed?
Julie, just minutes ago, police reopened Fountain Square here after what was a very hectic crime scene. There were dozens of officers and hundreds of bystanders gathered here after a report came out that a shooting happened on Fountain Square. This is what it looked like right around 8 this evening. There were, like I said, dozens of officers on the scene here, some on horseback, some on bikes, all of whom were looking for a suspect believed to have a gun on Fountain Square. Initial reports said there may have been more than one person with a gun, and when police arrived, an officer found a man who matched the description of a possible gunman. The officer asked to search that suspect, and when he did, he felt a hard object that he believed to be a gun. At that point, Police Chief James Craig said the suspect started acting aggressively. Chief James Craig said the suspect pulled a gun out and pointed it at the officer. The chief said the officer, whose name has not been released yet, drew his firearm and shot the suspect. We spoke to witnesses, the chief, and the mayor to see how they're responding.
I only heard 4 gunshots, and the person dropped and the police ran, cleared the square, and then the paramedics came, and he was on his way to the hospital.
I just knew to grab my cousin and go find my sister, and I stayed by the bathroom and waited for my sister to get out.
Were you scared?
I was terrified.
This is not a good time. There's too much violence. One incident is one too many. And here on the heels of that, we have another incident. So it is discouraging.
We, of course, are doing all that we can do to conduct a proper investigation here to find out exactly what happened and why. But people should feel that the city is safe. Downtown is certainly safe.
Now, police have not released the name of the suspect who was shot. He was taken to University Hospital. No word yet on his condition. Meanwhile, the police have reopened Fountain Square and the surrounding roads here, and they continue to investigate this now second officer-involved shooting. Julie?
Yeah, Sayed, we had a similar situation yesterday near Findlay Market, which you've been doing follow-up work on today. A man shot 7 times by an officer after police say he fired on that officer. You spoke with the police chief earlier today and the suspect's mother tonight.
That's right, Julie. I did catch up with the suspect's mother outside of University Hospital, and she is just outraged and is demanding answers from the police about yesterday's gun battle. This was the call a Cincinnati police officer sent out Friday afternoon just as gunfire erupted in the 1800 block of Ray Street near Findlay Market.
We're going to need several more cars here.
The gun battle only lasted a few seconds, but it left 23-year-old Christopher Foster with 7 bullet wounds to his head, chest, and leg. It's left his mother, Tia Foster, demanding answers from police.
I want them to give me a reason why he is in intensive care with 9 bullets, 2 to the heart, 1 to the face, a femur, whole leg tore off. I want to understand, why is this happening?
Police Chief James Craig called a press conference Saturday afternoon and said Foster was shot by Officer Charles Knapp. Craig says Knapp approached the suspect, identified himself as an officer, and ordered him to stop.
At that same time, the suspect turned in the direction holding a handgun and began firing shots in the direction of Officer Knapp.
Knapp, who was on a bicycle, returned fire, striking Foster several times without suffering any injuries to himself. The incident has triggered 3 investigations, but Craig says he feels Knapp's actions were justified.
There was an immediate threat to the officer's life. There was an immediate threat to responding officers. There was a threat certainly to the public. I think really it does say it all there.
Police first responded to the scene after receiving an anonymous tip from a citizen at Findlay Market.
He sensed it, he felt it, he saw the gun, but he also felt that there was some behavioral pattern with the individual that said something needs to happen here. He called the police and was very, very good at giving that description, and as a result, that threat was taken off the street. That's what we're looking for in the general public's help in keeping the community safe.
Now, Officer Knapp has been placed on administrative leave pending 3 investigations, and the suspect remains in critical condition. One other thing, Julie, is we asked the chief about this somewhat shaky start to his start here as police chief, and he says he's been in these situations before in his time on the West Coast, and he's confident he can get Cincinnati through this hump. Julie? Steve
Norris was just commenting what an initiation for him as he gets started here in Cincinnati. Sayed Jabir live at Fountain Square. We'll stay on top of these stories.